move into procedure. So we'll start with the introduction, the Plaxis, yeah, some features, and then how we can generate the soil profile and properties. And then we can go into pile foundation design, properties, boundary condition, and result. So I will switch uh, from slide to the Plaxis, yeah, so then you can easily understand. Yeah. So I will do hands-on. Yeah, I will start from the simple model, yeah, just a pile group with the 4 pile. So then I will also run it. So at least you can understand how to perform modeling from beginning until getting the result. Okay, so let me uh, switch. Okay. So when we want to open Plaxis, yeah, so we can go into, let's say, Plaxis 3D. Yeah. So I hope you can see my slide. And so I hope you can follow. So then when you start opening Plaxis, so definitely they will ask the license information. Yeah. So when you click configure license, yeah. So actually there are 3 options: Plaxis 3D, Plaxis 3D Advanced, and Plaxis 3D Ultimate. Plaxis 3D is you cannot perform soil water interaction. Yeah. Plaxis 3D Advanced, you can incorporate the effect of the rainfall in this particular license. But you cannot perform seismic. Only with Plaxis 3D Ultimate you can perform a seismic. Yeah. So in this case we try to use Plaxis 3D Ultimate. So you need to click accept. Yeah. Then you can continue. Then it will pop up with this particular. So for me, I use 2024 Plaxis. So it will give you this particular button. Yeah, we can start with the Plaxis with the start a new project. Yeah. So then it will give you automatically. Yeah. So that is the advantage of Plaxis. It will actually lead us one by one. Yeah, how to do Plaxis. Even let's say you don't know the procedure in detail, but you can still learn independently. Yeah, but of course with the tutor, it's better. So let's say in this case, the title, we can just give webinar. Today is 8 March. Yeah. And then you can give the company as per yourself. So under these project properties, there is project, model, and cloud service. Yeah. So in model, normally it will be given to you the uh, default, which is normally you don't need to change it unless in this particular area. Yeah, so there is a contour. So this contour is basically the drawing area, yeah, for you to model your particular. So of course, if you have a building 50 meter by 50 meter, yeah, you try to come up with the contour larger than your model. Yeah, so you don't want to use the contour size according to your building size. Yeah, it should be larger than your building or designated model area. So type, you can see that on the model, on the full. So element also only 10 noded. So this is by default. So unit is already provided as I unit. Yeah. So meter kilonewton. It means that if you key in stress is kilopascal, kilonewton per meter square. If you key in weight is already in term of kilonewton per meter cubic. Uh, So length, of course, if you want to change it into a USA, you can always change into USA. Kilo, there is also lips in term of USA mode, and also time. In this case, it's a day, yeah. But if you want to perform, for example, effect of rainfall, yeah, and then in term of or effect of wind loading, yeah, effect on evaporation, so you can change it maybe meter per second, so you can change it into second, yeah. But in this case, I will leave it a day. For this demonstration, I will just use 12 meter by 12 meter, yeah. Then after that, you can just click next. Yeah. So in this cloud surface, if you have, yeah, the cloud, so actually you can synchronize it. If not, you just leave it. Yeah. So then you can click OK. Yeah. Okay. So this is what you can perform to start with. Then of course, the next one, uh, you can see that the Plaxis has a feature. Yeah. So in the feature, yeah, on the top one, it is called the title bar, yeah, and then there is a menu bar, yeah, below it, and there is a symbol, yeah, that if you understand, then you can just click the symbol. Then below it, there is a mode tabs. Yeah. So these mode tabs that will give us actually step-by-step procedure, which one you need to key in first. So we can see there is a soil. So it means that you need to start from material. Yeah. In this soil, it doesn't mean that in this soil, it doesn't mean that you only key in the soil properties, yeah. But also under this soil, later on we can see you can also key in the pile properties, yeah. So soil, it doesn't mean only for soil, but material. Yeah? You can key in ground anchor properties, you can key in soil nailing properties, you can key in geotextile properties, you can key in also if for today, we will demonstrate the pile cap also, so we can key in also plate properties. Yeah. So after soil, we can move into structure. Yeah, in the structure, so you can draw, you can model how to basically model the pile cap with the pile, yeah, with the slab, and or with the retaining wall. So under this particular structure, then you can assign. Yeah, so under soil you define, in the structure you assign, plus doing the drawing itself. And then after finish structural part, then you can do the meshing. Yeah, after finish meshing, so under flow condition, this is how you can define your water levels. Move on, then you can do the stage construction. Yeah, so how you can define, for example, in this today's demonstration, so we start with initial condition. Then after initial condition, we model the pile cap and a pile. Then after that, we apply the load. Yeah, so there are three states: initial condition, stage 1, and stage 2. Then later on, after site response analysis, if we want to incorporate the seismic, we can add in the stage 3 for a seismic application. Okay, so the first one, we will start with create the borehole. Yeah, so I will go together with you. So create a borehole. So we can see here there is this features. Yeah. So this is the create a borehole. So when you click this one, so of course it will ask you in which particular location. Yeah. So if you have several borehole in your building area, so it is important for you to key in the coordinate of the borehole. Yeah. So you can see when you move the cursor, yeah, there is this red, green, and black font. Yeah, so that one is basically X, Y, Z, the coordinate of this particular point of the borehole. Yeah, but if you have only one borehole, yeah, you can just key in anywhere. Yeah, because your soil profile will be generated based only on one borehole. So it doesn't matter where you click this particular borehole. Yeah, but if you have several borehole, the Plaxis will help to spatially distribute it, will help to generate, yeah, the soil profile based on the how many number of borehole that you have. Yeah, for now, we just have one borehole, so we just click, for example, in the center, yeah, because it's 12 by 12. So I will use 6 by 6. Yeah. When you click, then it will give you these particular features. Yeah, so then you need to modify soil layer. So in here, you don't have anything, so you need to click add. So when you click add, so you need to assign, but actually at the moment is none. Yeah, so that's why you need to click add a plus. Yeah, so add soil layer. Then after that you can click plus to have a new. Yeah. So when you have a click plus, it will give you this particular feature. Yeah. So in this is the part that you can key in the soil properties. So for now, let's say we have the how many layers. So we try to follow the similar like our. Yeah, so we have actually three. I have prepared three soil profile. So poorly graded sand and high plasticity clay and bedrock. So we try to key in the first one. So we name it according to here. Yeah. So we name it SP. Yeah. Poorly graded sand. And under this is identification. Now for soil model, if you click, yeah, there are different model. Yeah. So of course, the common one is linear elastic and Mohr-Coulomb. So I think you have learned Mohr-Coulomb. So Mohr-Coulomb normally is the most common method that is used to model a soil. Yeah, we don't want to use linear elastic, so we want to use a Mohr-Coulomb. So we use this one. So the other model, if you have, for example, a large displacement, yeah, large displacement, actually you can use HS small. Large displacement, it means you have a soft clay. And then this particular soft clay has a squat thick. Yeah, of course, if your soft clay is only 1 meter, 2 meter, you still can use a Mohr-Coulomb. But if you have a 5 meter until 10 meter soft clay, yeah, for example, in certain area in Southeast Asia, in a tropical area in America, yeah. So we want to use the quite a different model. Yeah, in this case, you can use HS, yeah, small. Yeah, there is another model that nowadays is trend is hardening soil and modified cum clay. Yeah, so this one is for the type of soil that you understand how to key in the parameter. Yeah, because I will show you if you use Mohr-Coulomb. So this is the parameter. Yeah, so this is the unit weight that you need to key in. Yeah, the other actually you don't need to key in. Yeah, so the void ratio will be calculated automatically. The Rayleigh damping is for you if you understand how to perform seismic analysis more accurately. But even you don't key in Rayleigh damping, you just incorporate the seismic result from site response analysis. You still have the conservative displacement. Yeah. So this part and void ratio you don't need to key in, only unit weight, yeah, and unsaturated and saturated. Unsaturated, it means the unit weight above the water table. Saturated is a unit weight below water table. Yeah. So this is at the moment we use a Mohr-Coulomb. Yeah. And then a drainage type. Now this is drainage type is important. Yeah. So we can see here there is a drain, undrained A, undrained B, undrained C, and non-porous. Yeah, of course, non-porous is like impermeable. Yeah, if you think you have concrete, yeah. For example, this is for a wall. Yeah, if you have the concrete, you want to model it, then you can use non-porous. Uh, Other than that, definitely you want to choose drain or undrained. So drain is basically for sand material. Yeah. For undrained, it is for fine grain soil. Yeah. Undrained A, you can see here, undrained A is for effective stress. So it means that if you have soil and then your soil is within the water table, you may want to incorporate the effective stress. Yeah, so you can use undrained A. Undrained B is for clay with undrained shear strength. Yeah, so if you don't have C prime, and friction angle, cohesion and friction angle. So you can use undrained B. Yeah, undrained A, undrained B is with undrained shear strength, undrained A with C prime and V prime. Undrained C is with the total stress analysis. So it means the total stress analysis, you use only V and C without the prime. Yeah, there is no effect of water table. Yeah. So in this case, because SP, yeah, poorly graded sand, we use drain. Yeah, so we try to follow this. So we use more Coulomb and drain, and then unsaturated 16.5.